Get my big booty out of the way. See, she is too.
Ay, me gusta oírlo hablar español. Me gusta oírlo hablar español.
Para que la gente pueda un poquito más y vea. Y yo pienso que
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I just keep moving it. It's just really for Adriana.
Okay.
She's like, are you going to do about it? You know? For videos. It's not very professional.
¿Cuánto duró haciendo?
Vamos, we're gonna start in a
The
minute.
videos are kind of like.
Vamos a empezar en un minuto.
Can I give her recognition later on?
Yeah, do you wanna, ¿quieres hacerlo en su minuto de
pues no afecta que ellos.
No, I'm not doing that one. Are you sure? Yeah. Okay, this is for Celia. You can give it to her.
Eso me gustaría. Miguel lo que está pensando es.
¿Cómo te sientes?
Va a ser muy rápido.
Es lo que dices, pero a ver, vamos a ver. Así es como en los lugares dicen, oh, nomás 5 minutos. Y yo contando el tiempo, I'm like, ay, Dios, 5 minutos. No.
Porque me acuerdo que a veces y Liliana se enfermó. Solo vas a morir.
Ok, eso no, ni vamos a hacer mi prom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, we're gonna start now. Oh, yeah, well, we can go 1 minute for Mr. Friedman. But yeah, we're gonna start pretty soon. Anybody wants to give public comment? Anybody from the audience? You have around 3 minutes. Going once, going twice, going 3 times public comment. Okay. Yes.
¿Marcia no va a venir?
Ya viene.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Tons, yeah. Mucho gusto, soy Daniel.
Le dije, no, a mí también.
Hey, sir.
Es que está it's really pretty.
So we're gonna start now. I get to use the gavel. Thank you, Mr. Freeman, for the gavel. It's 5:33 and I'm calling the meeting to order. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming here. This should be a very quick meeting, so let's see how it goes. But before that, let's do a quick roll call. So after I say your name, say present. Yeah. Marnie Levy-Wilton.
Present.
Adriana Castañeda. Alfredo Ripa.
Present.
Alberto Pérez. Stanford Morrison. Rudy López Jr. Marcia Pérez Hinojosa.
She's on her way.
Alejandro Farias. Consuelo Delgadillo. Silvana Alanis. Paola Redondo. Roxanne Palestino.
Present.
Olga Espinosa.
Present.
Cristian Fuentes present. Okay, so now we are on item 2. I make a motion to approve the agenda. I don't know. Anybody wants to make a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
We have one, right?
Yeah, we have 7. Yeah, we have 7. Anybody wants to second the agenda?
I'll second that.
Those that are in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Abstentions? You're abstaining or?
No meaning.
Oh, so abstain. Yeah, okay. So the motion passes. Now we're gonna move to item number 3, public comment on matters not on the agenda. Anybody from the public would like to give some public comment? Going one, twice, 3 times? Okay. Now we're gonna go to item number 4, communications, announcements, and special order. So we have reports by Mr. Eddington. So you saw like point of order. You have 5 minutes to give a report, like what you've been up to,
Sure.
and then you have the other time for the presentation.
Okay, great. Yeah, so my name is Officer Eddington. I'm the new relations officer for the 710 service area. I happen to be a very proactive officer on top of it. I kind of can't just sit still, so I have lots of projects that I do. You'll first note that driving here, 4200 to 4500 Buyer Boulevard no longer has motorhomes. And so it took me about 10 to 15 citations, 3 impounds, and multiple visits to the area. Just constantly providing resources to people if they came out and talked to me, and issuing citations and impounding stuff. So it's clean. I'm sorry, the right word is there's no motorhomes or trailers on that area, and continue to monitor it and continue to address it so it doesn't become a problem again. And now, it's important that these kids that are going to San Ysidro Middle and San Ysidro High have a clean pathway that's safe without things hanging off of motorhomes that aren't attached properly. So that's no longer a problem. And then number 2 is going to be we did a wildcatting operation. We did a wildcatting operation on March 2nd. And if you're not familiar with what wildcatting is, it's essentially raiteros. It's been a problem since I was crossing the border every day to go to high school when I was a kid. So we've got a new strategy on how to handle that. It comes with 30-day impounds of a vehicle and a $1,500 citation from the state of California by way of the California Public Utilities Commission. So essentially it's a joint operation where a couple of their investigators and analysts go with us, and we do undercover work. We follow up with an investigative stop, and then we impound the vehicle. If there is a violation, they have no authority to do transportation through the state of California, and we do those things. So we did it on March 2nd. We did 3 investigative stops, and we have 2 vehicle impounds for 30 days. And so I think it's going to be effective. It's just a matter at this point of getting the right personnel together on an overtime basis. We can't pull from patrol. They answer calls for service. So that's the only difficulty. And we're going to try to do it once a month. We already have one planned for May. And then, yes.
Where did you do the
Operation?
operation? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a great question. And so just really quick, I'll speed run this. So raiteros, for anyone who's not familiar, is the individuals that hang around the 2 ports of entry. As you come in, they'll tell you $50 to Bakersfield, $40 to LA. So these are unauthorized transportation methods. The drivers are not vetted. There is no background. There's no insurance, no registration. And oftentimes on the traffic stops I've conducted, suspended driver's licenses. And so what you might compare that to is rideshare or taxi services. There is some level of vetting. There's annual background checks. There's vehicle inspections. There's ensuring that they have insurance, registration, licenses. So there is some, at least some vetting on safety for the riders, right? With wildcatting, there is none. It's zero. So you can stop halfway to the destination, get extorted by the driver. Maybe there's a language barrier. Now you're in Bakersfield instead of LA because you couldn't pony up another $40. So those are the dangers that are that I have heard have occurred with raiteros. So this is just one way to address it. The areas, it's 700 East San Ysidro Boulevard as you're coming in, and then also 2400 Roll Drive as you're coming in from the Otay Port of Entry. Yeah. And then, sorry, one more thing. I was just given a really good website today because there's a lot of questions regarding this, regarding the immigration enforcement and then what our role is in it. I want it to be clear, California Values Act. It's against the law for us to assist with federal immigration enforcement, so much so that if an officer were stop you on a normal traffic stop. Let's say you run a stop sign, don't do it. But if you do, and you get stopped by an officer and he starts asking you questions about your are you legal here? Are you documented? We cannot do that. It's a violation of our policy. It's a violation of the law. And so if you're not familiar with it, they just made a really great website that is so unbelievably transparent. It has everything you could possibly have a question about our role when it comes to federal immigration enforcement. Because what you will see sometimes is you'll see on news stories where something's going on with ICE, and then you'll see San Diego police officers are called to the area, and then now you see them in some viral video. Just understand we will respond to calls where crimes are actively being committed and or agents of any kind, police officers or a resident is being assaulted. We will respond to that and we'll evaluate just as we would with anyone else. Any questions though? This is incredibly detailed. I made a quick QR code. They gave me a website, but I know coming to these meetings and rattling off hashtag this and slash that is difficult. Just take one of those, QR scan it, takes you right to it on your phone. It answers every possible question you could have, because I have a lot of them. I'm very curious, and it answered all of them.
Thank you so much.
And that's it. Thank you.
Now we're gonna move to 3 questions.
If anyone has a query, I get more time.
Yay.
Olga, Roxanne, and then one last question, and then Ms. Delgadillo.
Yes, Olga.
My question is there any reports of any ICE activity, Border Patrol here in San Isidro as another community?
Believe it or not, I'm not told or I'm not privy to any of that information. I see what pretty much you see. Like I'll see a viral video on Instagram and I'm like, okay, wait, I recognize that area. For example, I just saw a viral video of a gentleman who was having some sort of verbal confrontation with what he believes to be agents, and then he went to a school over by Central. It's called like Cesar Chavez Elementary or
National
King
City?
Chavez Elementary. I saw that viral video. That's how I got that information, just from doom scrolling Instagram. Yeah. And then I'll have hashtags in there, hashtag SCPD, hashtag this, just so it kind of narrows my algorithm as I'm watching stuff, the things that I find are interesting or related to the community. But I am not aware of any operations.
Ms. Palestina.
I'm just kind of curious to know if you know anything about a few weeks ago, there was like a body found off the 805 here in San Isidro. Did you guys hear about that? Because I saw it on the news like right off the 805, but I was wondering, like, well, what happened? Like there was some news coverage, but we didn't know who it was. What happened? They just found a body.
Typically if it's off Caltrans jurisdiction, we have very little to do with it. We might go on scene if there's a report of a dead body and basically just hold the scene until CHP gets there.
Okay.
Once it's outside of our jurisdiction.
Since
The last thing that I remember that's anything close to that is there was a trailer fire where one gentleman died. I only remember that because I actually contacted him multiple times over by Front Street. He was a transient. And so that's the only one I can remember recently. So it must have been, if I don't know about it and it was in this area,
had to be
it mostly was a CHP investigation.
Ms. Delgadillo.
Well, I don't have any question, but I want to share with all of the planning group that Mr. Carlos is going to help us to do it, get it down, because a lot of people in San Isidro, they don't know how to do it, they don't know how to report, and he's going to help us on that.
Actually,
Can I add to that? I'd love to volunteer if anybody needs help too. Like if you're gonna go knock doors or help people, or I don't know what strategies you're gonna use, I'd love to volunteer and try to get that out there. I think I did like 17 reports this month, and some have been fixed for like potholes and stuff.
Nice, good. You're probably one of the highest users in this area.
Yeah, you probably am. I just
I
try
know a
because when I'm
gentleman-
driving, I'm like,
Yeah, I know a gentleman that's really good about it. His name's Jose Tamayo, if anyone knows him. He goes around painting over graffiti. He had like 300 within a certain amount of time. I asked during that time how many there were. He was half of the reports submitted in our community.
Wow.
So it tells you just how big of a difference one person can make.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Eddington. Is there anybody from Mayor Gloria's office? No. Mr. Morales, you want to take it?
Yes. I'm sorry that I didn't bring the packets. but I'll send it to you guys digitally. I forgot in my office. I had a meeting with Christian and Ace, so we had a very, very nice meeting, and I kind of left in a hurry, so I forgot the packets. But I have a couple things to report. For one, the interns and me at the office have been coming out and been doing get it done as well. I think in the last 2 weeks we've gotten 60 reports in general. I don't know how many specifically for potholes, but I know that we're already on track to pass the last 6 months of reports, especially with their contributions. But something very important, San Isidro Community Park, right behind the Civic Center. The lights have been out at that tennis court for around almost a year, and I was able to get Parks and Rec to actually go in and purchase the lights. They're going to be able to fix them in the next week. They're just trying to find the lift to go up and put the light bulbs in. Coral Gate Park, even though it was just renovated, they had some issues with lighting. They were also able to get that work order in and actually fix the lights. So now also Coral Gate Park also has lighting now. It's been a really slow month in legislatively for San Isidro. There's really nothing that's going to affect us too much on council. But yeah, and if you have any other questions or any concerns, please let me know.
Mr. Perez?
Mayor Hills Park. Do you know when they're gonna finish it?
The Bear Park? Yeah, Bear Park should be finished in spring. Spring, we're approaching spring, so June or July. Should be finished with phase 1, which that's going to be the skate park, just the recreation area.
Yeah.
Right now we have just sent a letter to Congressman Juan Vargas, Senator Padilla, and Senator Schiff to help us with a grant from the federal government to give us, I think, $5.2 million for phase 2. Phase 2 should run by pretty quickly. I won't give you an exact date. I don't have it off the top of my head. But we have requested those $5.2 million for the park.
So this year, then we'll finish phase 1, and then we'll wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, a little bit longer, but it won't be too much because it's just sidewalks that will be finished around.
Do you happen to know if they're going to have security in the park?
I wouldn't be sure of that. I don't think so. It would just have to be FDPDA.
Any other questions? Ms. Espinosa, you had a question?
Yeah, regarding the Tijuana River Valley, any info through the mayor's office or through his office?
No info as of now. I know that right now it's pretty much mostly federal and state. I know that they received, I don't know how many millions of dollars from Governor Newsom, but I'm not sure.
To start to smell that again, I'm like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, but yeah, we don't have too much information. Oh, and actually on Bayer, the Southwest Village community plan, which is going to include the extension of Bayer Boulevard connecting Caliente Avenue from San Isidro High School all the way to Bayer Boulevard, and then it's going to include affordable housing, new parks. Bayer Elementary is going to open back up once the whole thing is open. It's coming to the Planning Commission. So after the Planning Commission approves it, it's going to go to council, and then after that, everything should start gearing up towards getting funded and actually start construction for the Southwest Village plan, which should have been done in 2017. But because of the ferry shrimp that are inhabiting the area, it had to be postponed until 2026. So we've been waiting this for 9 years, but it's finally going to the Planning Commission, and it should be all good. And they're just going to build around the fairy shrimp and that endangered species. But yeah, should be by the end of the year, should everything have been approved, and then in 2027, I think funding should be allocated towards the Southwest Village plan.
One last question.
Sorry. So you mentioned the Bayer School, which is not really going to be a school. It's like a community center, right? It's not going to be a school anymore.
Oh, no, it's going to be Bayer Elementary. They're going to rebuild Bayer Elementary down in the Southwest Village because they're going to build more housing. So all the elementary schools right now are being impacted by so much housing that's being built. So they're gonna build.
That's
Bay
gonna be a
Elementary-
totally new school.
It's gonna be a totally new elementary school, and they're gonna rename it Bay Elementary because they closed down the previous Bay Elementary.
Wow, I had no idea this was going on. Because I know at our district, right? It's gonna be it was just named Grace Kojima this last board meeting for it to be a community center, but not a school. So I'm curious to know, it's not gonna be the same location as Bayer. It's a different.
I'm under the impression it's gonna be a whole elementary school because we have had talks with Mr. Almat about how they're being impacted with the overcrowding. So I am 80% positive that it's going to be a new elementary school. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Bayer Elementary School, and there's an interactive map that you can see online on the Southwest Village Plan's website, and it shows there that the zoning is designated for a school. So,
Thank you so much, Rodrigo.
Thank you.
Is anyone representative from Paloma Seguira's office? No, I think Andres told me he was going to have to meet. From what about Senator Steve Padilla's office? No. Liliana Barba is sick. So yeah, any other representatives in attendance? No. Then we're gonna move to 4C. I'm gonna put the time for board members to give some updates. If you have no updates, you can say some. You can say no updates, and let's start with Mr. Arredondo. Any updates?
Yes, I'd like to bring up 2 points. I came a little late. I want to apologize. One thing that is pretty serious, and it's a health matter, is the Tijuana River Valley study that was conducted. And since you touched on the Paloma Aguirre, if anybody was supposed to report from that office, the newspaper carries a pretty big story on the tuberculosis cases. It's on the uprise around the Southwest High, and also Palomar High School. I think it's an adult school around that school. Anyway, but it's supposed to serve as an alert for everybody that there's been more cases of TB, and that everybody should be very alert about that happening. And it doesn't take very much to get people, to, if you come in contact with somebody. I visited that school previously the last couple of years, and it's a big concern. And I think that I'm saying this because it hasn't been mentioned before, and I think that this committee should, be up on that kind of study. That, if you have any children, youngsters that attend schools like that, to be on the alert, because the contamination is supposed to be taken care of, but it's going to take years for it to take place. So they're on the planning stages, and they're trying to fund the cleanup. We're talking about the cleanup. We're not talking about. We mentioned, Olga mentioned the pumping, sewage, and that concern. But this is health now. The contagious, the gases, they go up in the air, come up all the way, for miles. Sometimes depends on the weather. So that, I hope that everybody knows about it, and if somebody wants to, call city council and let them know that they should come here and let us know about those things. I mean, sometimes we have to read about them, to be aware of them. So another thing that I want to mention is this this part about the funding of parks. You know, like someone mentioned that there's so much housing uh, going up. There's just too much. Also, the newspaper mentioned that the problem of housing, crowded housing, uh, no parking is more serious than what everybody thought. We should be uh, voicing our opinion on that. You know, asking the representatives in city and the county that, you know, there's places already in Claremont Mesa that citizens got together and stopped projects around Claremont Mesa Boulevard. And because when there is no parking spaces, you only make things very difficult for the neighbors and people coming in from outside, and then, you know, people end up getting very upset because they park in the wrong places, and there's a lot of problems with people being angry at each other. And maybe we should, you know, we should get together, you know, and get our representatives, even, you know, Moreno, to that they put a stop to all this this put it, you know, permitting buildings, you know, housing that is supposed to be uh, small houses, and then they're crowded together, and they only create problems rather it's supposed to solve housing, the housing shortage, but you try to cover up a hole, you know, by digging another one. So I think that's very wrong. It's been mentioned everywhere, but we should take a active role in objecting to all those housing. You know, here we were supposed to get a housing project approved here, right here at the last college station, at, right here at Bayer, and and we hope that they take, you know, they become concerned about the problems of parking. I mean, if there's parking somewhere, okay, but people sometimes they go great lengths trying to find a place to put their cars. And I'm sorry to sound like a broken record, but we need to do something about it. This is everybody knows that the city is short of funds, and they're trying to accommodate, you know, put meters in parks, in parking areas where there's a park. Somebody said that they're going to come up with putting meters so they can, you know, like Balboa Park. And so, I mean, maybe somebody else has an idea what we should do here as far as what this committee should, you know, should do about it. Maybe we should, you know, recommend that Vivian and some of the other representatives, you know, try to, you know, at least not pick on San Isidro. And everybody knows that they will put it in San Isidro. People aren't going to do anything about it. And that's totally wrong.
Thank you so much, Mr. Arredondo. Ms. Palestino?
Just to add a little bit to what Mr. Arredondo said. Well, my question is, this is fairly like the first year being here, a little bit more involved in the community planning group. But from my understanding, what was I going to say? I'm just kidding. I kind of lost my train of thought. What was I gonna
Parks or
say?
housing.
Okay. Oh God, how did that even happen? Oh, okay, I remember now. So I don't know when did the planning groups lose like most of their power is my question. I've been wanting to make it to the other planning group meetings where everybody meets, but I feel like not just us, but all the planning groups kind of it would be beneficial for everyone to have a little bit more say, but I just don't know when the power was lost or you know what I mean? Just to you want to answer me or
It was the state bill. I don't know if it was a bill or an executive action by the governor, but the state was removed power
from the planning
planning
group.
groups because they pointed at it as one of the key issues to why housing was stalled after they gave power to the planning groups, that they were over denying housing.
Do you know when that was? Just out of curiosity, just
I
to
can look at the minutes.
you're so sweet.
That was like 2 years ago.
How long?
2 years ago.
Only?
I don't know. I'm the one that's been
Okay, okay, I'm sorry.
Do we want to move to? Oh, we get an answer. Do we want to move to morning? Or is there anything else you wanted to say, Miss Palestina?
No, that was it.
Miss
I don't have anything to add to today's meeting, so I'll be listening.
Mr. Ripa, Ms. Delgadillo, Mr. Perez, Mr. Morrison, Ms. Alanis, Ms. Espinosa.
Yes.
I will make a motion to extend the time to you.
Please.
I'll make a motion to extend it maybe 3 minutes. Anybody wants to second the motion?
I'll second it.
Those that are in favor of extending this item 3 more minutes, say aye.
Hi.
Those that are against, say nay. Abstain? Okay, so yeah, 3 more minutes.
So I like, we've been doing a lot of events here in San Isidro, and I'm really thankful for Black Box because they're offering and they're helping with all these free events coming into the community. My question is, or what is going on that our flyers or information is not being shared? We had a lot of people. We gave like 160 recognitions just on Sunday, and it was pretty good outcome. But I wish we could have had more people from this community, like community, going because it was like singers and dancers, and it was pretty good. But in our community planning page, I do not see certain things from this community in the page. So who's running that page? Number one, number two. If they're not going to put stuff that is from this community, then I think it should be pulled out because it's supposed to be fair for the whole community to find out stuff, not just certain things or not. And I've been sending messages so they can put some flyers in, you know. So that's like a little thing. On Tuesday, we're going to have another class in art for females. It's free. So just when I pass a flyer through an email, if you guys can share it within the community, that would be nice and helpful. Because these programs that are coming are people that are offering like free services or time for our community. And it's not cool when like
You could just send it to me. I would put it. Whoever does, they'll
I
text
don't
me.
know who runs that page, but I've sent it to the message. And I've told you, Christina, about it, and that's it. I'm gonna ask to close that page if they don't put our flyers in from the community. Number two, next, the Tijuana River Valley. I'm gonna do another protest soon because the smell is starting to get strong again. There's no people in office, and I think it's time that we start over again. And it would be nice if all of you guys can go and join because we need to start coming up as a community planning group. I feel like we're coming down. Like we're not doing nothing. People are coming over, taking over, and it's not cool. The smell is strong. I don't see it getting better. There's leaks all over, not just in Pearl Beach. And I'm happy what Paloma is doing, but who's responding for us in San Isidro? There's no one. So I'm about to do another action, and I really hope that maybe some of you guys can even share it and invite more community. And I understand because I kind of do it in the weekends, but that's when I kind of want to do it in, just to help out and spread the word. It's for all of us, not for me. It's for the future.
Where do you publicize it? Where can we see it?
So
Do it on Facebook?
I do it on Facebook, on Instagram, by word, and I always make flyers. Like I'm always kind of passing them out. But we have a planning committee page, and that's where I'm like concerned. Like if they're not putting the stuff that concerns this community, then nothing.
Can
should
I
be
make a
closed.
comment? When I started being here, I was the one that suggested to open up Facebook to bring more people in. I don't pick and choose we all have busy lives, but if anybody tags me, she's able to tag the planning group. We could repost it. We could share it. That's how mostly I share a lot of the flyers. Some people personally, like Inez from the Casa Familiar, sends me a lot of the things, and I post whatever whoever sends me something. I'll post it, repost it, or if I have the time. But I don't want anybody to feel like I want to control. And if anybody wants to man up and take care of of that and do what the advertising, go for it. But I took the initiative to try and bring more people. If Olga, if we tag the planning group, best believe we will retag it, we will reuse it. That's what it's all about. That's so I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, we're picking and choosing when we're putting. No, it's not like that. I like to be fair all around and share all those wonderful events that will benefit our community.
Point of information, thank you so much, y'all, for bringing that. Yeah, people have mentioned that maybe want some protocols, so everybody who's included. So in the next agenda item, we're gonna have time to discuss how to, like maybe who's gonna have the passwords, if we're gonna continue having the Instagram. So I'll make sure to put it in the agenda so we can have a discussion and have a plan. But yeah,
Because-
your time is almost up. Do you have any?
Oh, just fast, because we've kind of spoken to you and other people that page, everybody should have access to it. If it's not, then it should be closed down and have a new one.
Okay.
With everybody.
Thank you. So yeah, we'll
Thank
be in the agenda, where we can take some time to, talk about these, the nitty, details.
Sobre la página.
No, reportes sobre, board member.
O lo del parque. No sé si va a haber una entrevista. El parque de la satélite. Ajá, de las antenas. Si quieren poner una antena en el parque, pero los que juegan béisbol, soccer, los que caminamos, los que hacemos yoga, nosotros no queremos la antena y la gente no sabe y hay un pequeño letrero a la entrada, pero todos entran en carro, o sea, nadie se toma el tiempo de leer o de saber qué está pasando. Entonces, nada más ese era mi reporte, lo que la comunidad me dice es eso.
Are you gonna be, yeah.
De las antenas se quiere poner
So the antennas that have to be, they want to be placed
en el parque de la Vista Terra Community Park.
in Vista Terra Community Park,
Y la comunidad no quiere,
and the community doesn't want them because
en esa área se juega
in
soccer,
that area you play soccer,
béisbol,
baseball,
la gente camina, corre,
people
los
walk, they
perros,
run, they go with dogs,
se hace zumba.
there's Zumba classes,
Y la gente ignora que,
and people are ignoring
ya, que hay un proyecto que
that there's a
camino.
project already that is being, it's, rolling right now.
Y solamente tienen un aviso con letras
So they
pequeñas
only have a small, sign with very small letters
al entrar al parque, pero
when
nadie
you
lo
enter the park, but it's not visible. You can't see it. So that's the report from the community. You know who's coming?
Ya ha venido aquí la presentación.
Yeah, they've been here with the presentation
Dos veces han venido aquí.
twice already.
Y viene, ajá, y nos dieron un papel.
And they gave us some
Vino otra
document,
presentación.
then there was another
Ya después yo he mirado los
presentation,
letreros.
and then I kept seeing the signs in the park.
Pero yo porque vengo aquí conozco.
But I think
La gente de la
I
comunidad
come here
ignora
because I know,
quién es el letrero y
but
cuál es
the
el
people in the
proyecto que
community,
viene.
they don't really know what the sign is and the project that's coming in the future.
Muchas gracias. Before we move on, I guess use some point of information about what Ms. Perez said. They did came, for those of you that are not familiar, they came, it was I'm forgetting the name, but it was a public safety company, and we approved the project. We approved the project last meeting, so everybody's aware of the project.
What is the reason for them not wanting the antenna? ¿Por qué no quieren las
¿Por qué
antenas?
no quieren las
Oh,
antenas?
porque van a quitar espacio
Because they're going to be taking over the
para que
space
jueguen y es muy poca la cancha.
for the play,
Otro
the
es que
games.
tenemos,
It's a small area, and we also have,
no es como el parque del Ala que tiene
It's
diferentes
not like the
áreas.
other
Nosotros
park that
tenemos un
has
cuadro
different
muy
areas.
chico
it's just a square and it's quite small.
y todo el mundo también está opinando que esas antenas
And
generan radiación.
Everybody's saying that also the radiation
Bueno, es lo que
issue.
la comunidad quiere.
Well, that's
Y
what the
el
community is
proyecto
saying.
también nos
And the
tapa
project is
la vista
also
hacia Tijuana, que es lo único bonito del parque
Blocking
en realidad.
the vista to Tijuana, which is
Nos van a
one of the
poner una
most beautiful
barda.
things that we have.
O sea, en el estudio viene como
building
una
a
barda
wall,
y
and
van a
once they
quitar
have this
partes
wall,
para poner
they're going
árboles
to have
cuando
to
ya
take
tenemos
room
árboles
to
de
put
más de
some
100 años.
trees where we really have
Estamos
trees that
viendo
are
los
older
pueblos
than
cortos
100
en una
years.
junta comunitaria.
So we're getting together in a community
Y en realidad a nuestra comunidad es de bajos recursos, Vizcatorras, y ese
we're low
parque se
income
fundó para que
community.
gente de bajos recursos. Y al meter una antena,
So-
obviamente, pues ahí alguien gana, ya sea la compañía,
So you know that, you know,
o
if
no
they
sé si la
start
ciudad
building or
ignore,
doing
si la
whatever,
ciudad
I don't know
gana,
who's making the money,
pero
but
nosotros
somebody
nos
is.
perjudicamos.
But it's
No
actually
ganamos
damaging
nada, al
us, and
contrario,
we're
nos
not
van a
gaining
quitar
anything.
espacio. Yo voy a
On
ese
the
parque
contrary, they're gonna
y
be
yo
taking
no me gusta
space.
la idea.
When I go to the park, I mean, I don't like
Ya
the
sí, todo el
idea.
mundo tiene
So then-
señal, de hecho hay wifi ahí gratis.
There is actually
La
free
gente me dice, ¿para qué
Wi-Fi.
quieres una antena
And
si hay
people
wifi
say, you
gratis?
know, why do you want an
Yo
antenna if there's
ignoraba que
free
había
Wi-Fi?
wifi gratis,
I
pero
didn't know
llegas
that
al
there was a
parque,
free
hay
Wi-Fi.
wifi gratis, hay buena señal, a
We
un lado
have good
está la
signs.
CBP, ellos
We
también
have the
tienen buena
CPG, they
señal.
also have good
Del
signs
otro
there
lado hay
for signal.
los papás de
Ah.
familia, está la escuela
They are also
Sunset, no,
school.
Smile, está el Smile, a un lado también no
Smile
tienen
School.
la antena y
They-
también hay buena señal en la
They
escuela. En
they
realidad,
want another antenna there, but
dicen
in
que por una
reality,
mejor
there's,
señal,
you know,
pero
the-
alrededor, sea el parque, sea la escuela y sea los CBP, tienen buena señal.
everybody
Yeah,
there
yeah,
around the
yeah.
park
Okay.
has enough.
Es que me preguntaba el señor
Signal.
Sí, muchas, thank you so much, Ms. Perez, for voicing the concern. Thank you for your question, Mr. Rifa. Before we move to the last, to the item 5, I do want to give an update from Caltrans. They couldn't be here, but they presented about the mural that is going to be painted, and they're going to start on spring break around the 24th of March. It's going to take around 2 weeks, and they're going to close the bridge during spring break, so the kids are not impacted by it. And they're going to probably come to the next meeting to think of a celebration, or they want to plan like and they want to invite us to the celebration.
Where is it?
By Willow Bridge, you know where the Willow School is?
Pedestrian bridge?
Yes, that bridge. They came like 2 meetings ago, and they presented like the design that they're doing. Now we're gonna move to the items. Item number 5. Ms. Adriana Castañeda couldn't make it, but Olga and Adriana were part of the committee that we formed last month. So do you have any updates about the elections that happened? Ms. Espinosa?
We're gonna postpone it till Adriana comes next month.
Oh, you're gonna postpone the election or the updates?
The updates.
Okay, then yeah, we're gonna move to item 5B. Mr. Ellington, you have the floor.
Okay. I'll make this quick. Here's some flyers. If you guys can pass them around, they're in English and then in Spanish as well. And so I've been doing this job for 18 years, so I have a lot of knowledge, especially because all those 18 years have been here in San Isidro. I'm also, I was born in Mexico and lived here, so I have that side of it as well. I'm telling you right now that one of the biggest things that we lack in this community, just from being a community relations officer for 5 years, being here for 18 years as an officer, people, for some reason, I don't know what it is, if it's a cultura issue, I don't know what's going on, but we don't like to tell. It's like something that's in the community. No quieren ser chismosos, you don't want to get people in trouble, but I'm telling you that that's actually, it's a real negative because every organization, including our own, runs on data. And when the data is not being presented, resources are going to be allocated to other communities that are doing that. And I'm telling you that one of the saddest things that I heard was a Lieutenant Bach in a neighborhood policing division who I was having a conversation with him about getting done in encampments. He said, did you know that Southern is the lowest in the city for police nexus? I think it's all get it done, but with a police nexus, it's the lowest in the entire city. So that means that we have the lowest amount of residents putting in get it done reports. And while you may be frustrated if you are one of the few individuals, and I appreciate you, that do put those get it done reports and submit them, some people say they have every excuse in the book, and some of them, more legitimate than others, but they'll say, well, I'm frustrated. I submitted 1 or 2, they were never responded to, there was a huge delay, so I just forget about it. That is the wrong attitude. I'm telling you, again, after critical thinking, I love analyzing all these issues. I enjoy it. I have a genuine curiosity for these issues. I'm weird. And in that sense, I'm telling you that the biggest negative of a community is indifference. 100%. Yeah, it might be the guy with the motorhomes on 4200 buyer. It might be the guy that, selling dope at 700 East San Isidro. Those are all horrible things. And I'm telling you that a community indifference is the biggest negative. Because if you get normal citizens that stop caring, it's game over. And it's really sad to hear that we're the community that has the least amount of submitted reports. And so with that said, do me a favor and empower yourself, empower your neighbor, empower your family, anyone who's in the community, tell them about this app. I can't tell you how many meetings I've gone to, it's over 200, where I talk about this and people say it's too complicated, it's too hard. And then I ask everyone to raise their hands if they have Facebook or Instagram, and everybody raises their hands. This program is not more complicated than running a social media app. And so there is no excuse. As a matter of fact, I double checked. It's also in Spanish, so you can download it in Spanish. So there's the language barrier issue. The only excuse left is maybe elderly folks who have a tough time with that stuff, and I get it. I'm constantly my mom's advocate when it comes to I keep all her passwords and Facebook passwords, so I get it. It's difficult when it comes to that. But if you're anyone else and you're running your social media page, there should be no reason that you can't run these. Please submit reports. This flyer gives you a little bit of information, but what I wanted to touch on is how we deal with ours as a police agency. And so the way, I'm at time. All right.
Oh, no, it's not up to you.
He's timing me. So yeah, the first thing is encampments. That's a big one, right? So as an example, there was an encampment in front of an organization that I'm attending a monthly meeting at. I'd seen that encampment for like 3 weeks, no time to address it because I'm doing other things. But I was curious, when will that get it done report get submitted? Never was. Until I went to the meeting and instructed people on how to do it, and then it was submitted. And when time permitted, I was able to handle it ASAP. So please submit those reports because there is one squad being divided. As it's no secret. I think somebody mentioned it. The city's having difficulty with budgets, right? I think it's projected to be 120 something million in the hole this fiscal year. So we're going. What is it? 150. Okay, that hurts. Okay, so please understand that with an organization that doesn't have finite resources, which we don't, resources are going to get allocated to places where there's problems. I'm telling you that right now, you have an amazing squad of officers that handles encampments from Neighborhood Policing Division, Officer Diaz, Officer Maximo, Sergeant Colon, Officer Hines, super proactive guys. They'll do the outreach, they'll provide the resources, they'll take people to shelters, they'll place people under arrest, they'll do everything they have to do, but they are split right now between Southeastern Division and us. And so consider one squad of officers that constantly hops from one division to the next, typically 2 days. We have 4-day weeks, so they'll do 2 days in Southeast, 2 days here. They will get sent to the place where there's more reports. So with that in mind, submit those reports so that they see those and they say, hey, Sarge, we got to go down to Southern. There's been an uptick in get it done reports and we have to handle them. So what type of reports can you submit? Encampments, right? So you see a public area and there's a tent or a mattress and you have an encampment there. Take the picture of the report. You don't have to approach the person. Just take a picture from a distance. You don't have to take a picture. I'm telling you, as a person who addresses them, it's always nice to have it because I know I'm addressing exactly what the person is submitting. So take a picture, put some details on there, green tent, sidewalk, and then an auto GPS is your location. Submit the report. Officer gets the report. He's looking at it. He goes, I'm going to go address this one. So he goes there. Please understand, I know a lot of you have empathy, and I appreciate that. We will not go there. Christian, I'm going to use an example, please. Okay, so if it's too much, please tell me. Hello, Christian. How are you doing? I'm a senior police officer at Eddington. I see that you have an encampment. It's a violation of encroachment, which is 54.010 of the City Municipal Code. Are you interested in shelter, Christian? Can I take you right now to a shelter? Yeah. Okay, great. Let's go. I'm going to be completely honest with you. If I make 100 contacts, 5 people or so will be interested in shelter. The rest will be no's. And so, Christian, tell me no. Let's just roll. Okay. All right, Christian, well, listen, I'm going to do a field interview on you. What is a field interview? I'm just going to document the fact that I'm going to educate you on the progressive enforcement model. The first time that I talk to you, I'll just document you. You decline shelter. The second time that I talk to you, I'm going to give you an infraction citation. I'm also going to offer you shelter. The third time, I'm going to issue you a misdemeanor citation. I'm also going to offer you shelter. The fourth time, I will arrest you every time after that.
Wow.
You 10-4 on that? You get that? Okay, great. So I'm just going to document the day. It's your first time. I noticed on my computer program that no one's ever talked to you about this, okay? I appreciate you, but you still got to pick up and you got to go. I'll give you about 10 minutes. Does that seem fair? Okay, great. So after that contact, I'm now field interviewing him. The next time it'll be exactly as I said. I'm going to issue him an infraction citation and a misdemeanor citation, which isn't an arrest, but I'm choosing to release him on scene with his ticket, and he has to show up to court. Those become warrants if you don't. And then I'm going to place him under arrest every time after that. So just know that some of you might not agree with that system. Some of you might think it's too much. Some of you think it's not enough. I think it's a very balanced approach. Those are several contacts leading up to that finally having to put that person into custody and take him to jail. And just know that typically what I've seen is they're released that day or the next day. And then unfortunately
Unless
we go right back.
it's already a misdemeanor, right?
Yeah, even so.
Oh, even so?
Yeah. So, yeah, so just know that there is a balanced approach here. It's not perfect. It's not ideal. Some people, like I said, might think it's too much, might think it's too little, but please don't think that we immediately roll up on someone and go, hey, look, let's go. You're in. Boom. And they're like, geez, I didn't know. Like, that's messed up. I would understand that concern. Another thing that you can do, motorhomes. So you see the motorhomes on 4200 Buyer. Don't believe there were good duns on that. And that's been an ongoing issue for a
Could
while.
you give us a landmark so I can imagine where is that?
Yeah, so 4200 Buyer is this bridge right here.
Oh.
So let's say you see a motorhome there, take a picture of it, find the adequate complaint. I think that when you do encampment as well, or oversized vehicle, but it's so easy based on the choices that you'll find it. Submit it, and if you didn't do it right, they reroute it to the right person. So that would be another example. Parking issues. If you have a vehicle that's been on your block parked for 3 months and there's cobwebs on it, take a picture and submit it. Again, we have to get over this like, no, listen, I'm not going to say that. You have to live where you have to live, and I'm sure you don't want, it's anonymous though. I can tell you that. I can't tell you how many times people have asked, well, who submitted the report? I'm not going to tell them who did it. I'm just going to say it's a community complaint. But we have to get over the fact that we don't want to tell on our neighbors and tell on people. Now, if you feel comfortable approaching a neighbor, I think that's what I do. You approach a neighbor, you say, hey, dude, do you mind fixing that? Like, it's unsightly. It's going to bring more people. You park the motorhome out there, and now we have a ton of other people doing the same thing. Now there's no parking. If you don't feel comfortable with that, please don't do that. Submit the Get It Done report. Because we all have different types of neighbors. But it's your threshold. We're so different in how we feel comfortable speaking to people. I would never impose upon you to do something that I would feel comfortable and vice versa. Yes, sir.
What would you recommend for like the border village to the road area where there's a big parking lot that goes through the outlet?
Yep.
I know it's private property, but
yep.
they have a big
homeless community.
That's a great question. So 4600 Border Village is a very complicated and complex issue, and it's being slowly, possibly resolved by state Senate bill. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's California Bill 569. And I think it's in the process right now. But just to tell you what the problem is if I see an encampment, Christian Christian's at the encampment and I approach him. And he's very polite. He says, yeah, dude, I'll break up and I'm gone. I don't want your shelter. I'm not interested. Okay, listen, I still got to continue the ticket. So then Christian does exactly, he obliges me. He picks up his stuff, no longer an ongoing violation. And then he goes into a hole in the fence and he sets his encampment again on the freeway, or Caltrans property, which is Border Village on the other side of the fence. Believe it or not, I cannot address that. We use city ordinances, which are not applicable to Caltrans property. It's a different jurisdiction. And so we see that bouncing back and forth effect. And sometimes we work together, like Caltrans will tell us when they're doing cleanups and we'll try to schedule, but I'm telling you, logistically, it's very difficult to do. There is, I believe it's a state bill 569, I just remember the number. That's, if you go to the website, it's like a green tracking and progress thing, and I think it's like halfway. But anyways, what that's going to do is supposedly it's going to open up it's going to open up funding from the state for us and kind of open up that box to where we can address either side, the other side of the fence and this side of the fence. I think that's gonna be more effective. Sir?
I got it right here. You want me to-
Yeah, it was all right.
California Senate Bill 569 aims to improve coordination between state and local governments to address homeless encampments on captain's property, introduced by Senator Catherine Blakespear. The bill mandates a dedicated liaison office, joint action plans, advisory committee, and accelerated removal of encampments near state highways.
Well, that's counter. What about like the private property?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm sorry, I get off track. So private properties is interesting. We'll take the grocery outlet, for example. So if there's an encampment on grocery outlet property, that is not an encampment issue, that's a trespassing issue. As a matter of fact, thank you for reminding me. I saw a massive encampment in front of the, like, there's a thrift store there or something like that, right by the grocery outlet.
Yeah.
And I was actually needing to make contact with those owners. Why are they not calling, right? So
Right.
there's another thing where we get back into that. I would encourage anyone here who owns a business, that's a trespassing issue. And so you have to call if there's an encampment on your property to get that person trespassed. It is only an encampment violation if it's on public property, alleyway, roadway, sidewalk, etc.
And
Yes.
only the property owner can call it and nobody else.
Yeah, it does have to be an agent of or the owner, because
An office there would be able to call or?
Yeah.
an officer's great, but 531-2000 is the best. It's going to be 619-531-2000. That's the non-emergency number. Give them a call and just tell them the basic information. There's an encampment. It's about 10 by 3 feet in diameter, and I want that person removed. The officers will go there, and the reason why it needs to be an agent of the business is because if we go up there and say, "Oh man, I'm sorry, dude," straight three. But Christians has an encampment in front of the grocery outlet. I go, "Hey, Christian, listen, bud. We had people call us. I apologize, but you got to leave, bro. Like that's it. If you refuse to leave, I have to arrest you for trespassing." Christian typically is going to say, "Yeah, I want no problems. I'm out of here." And he leaves. Problem solved. If Christian, for some reason, is defiant, he says, "No, I've been here for 3 weeks. I want to stay here." I'm going to say, "Okay, great. Is that your final answer, Christian? You're not going to leave?" Yeah, I'm going to stay. "Okay, great. Stand by." "Okay, hey partner, would you stand by with him?" And I'm going to go talk to that reporting party, and I'm going to say, "Hey, listen, he's refusing to leave. You want to place him under citizen's arrest. I will facilitate the arrest, but I need you to go down as a person who represents this business and wants them arrested for it." They go, "Yeah, sure. I'll go down. I'll sign your thing. I want him arrested." I go back to Christian, and I'm going to give him a final warning. "Hey, listen, they're going to place you under citizen's arrest. You're sure you don't want to leave?" "No, I don't want to leave. I'm going to arrest him. I'm going to facilitate the arrest. If there's a use of force issue, that's all on me. I'm going to take care of that. But that person's going down as the citizen arresting him. I'm just facilitating it." So they're going to show up to court. They're going to give their testimony on why they arrested him.
So that's why maybe people don't call because they don't want to go through the hassle, but it's important.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Again, I hate to use that word again. I think it's indifference. I think it's a retail center with 10 shops and people just go, "Okay, yo, and I don't think that's the right way to go about it.
Can I have you one more question, please?
Please, go ahead. Yeah.
So I saw them, and then our friend that couldn't be here, she texted me. I told her that's why she's watching, but she had a question, and same for me.
Yeah.
We saw these trucks that have a picture of it that say San Diego Police Department around San Isidro. Do you know what they're enforcing, or is it just tickets, or do you know?
Oh, great. Yeah, good
Yes.
question. Oh, well, it's a perfect tie-in. The trucks are from Neighborhood Policing Division. So those officers I mentioned, they're driving those. They drive trucks because it's just logistically, it makes sense. If you have an encampment, you place a person under arrest, policy dictates that their personal belongings, we have to take them and impound them. And so,
Wait, what?
yeah.
You
So-
impound what?
So that's why logistically, we need more resources, but it's one of the difficulties. If we go up to an encampment and there's several personal belongings, and for some reason, let's say on the progressive model enforcement, they're on number 4, it's an arrest every time. We're going to place them under arrest, and we have to collect all their belongings and impound them at headquarters so they can pick them up later. As you can tell, if it's a large encampment, it's pretty big endeavor.
We're going to take 2 more questions, and then we'll come to the next item. Mrs. Delgadillo, anybody else wants to be in line? Mrs. Espinosa?
Just to confirm, so it's just extra officers?
Those are
no?
neighborhood policing divisions assigned to, that's the squad I was talking about, assigned to 2 divisions. You'll see them twice,
Oh.
you'll see them 2 days a week, typically.
Ms. Delgadillo?
Yesterday and today.
Lo voy a decir en español.
I'm going to be speaking in Spanish.
Uno de nuestros voluntarios
One of our volunteers,
de Hearts and Hands, platicó
Hearts
con,
and Hands, had a
con la
conversation
presidenta.
with the president lady
Y es por lo mismo de tantos encampos que hay.
because of all the encampments.
Entonces, este señor, como
So
vivía
this
por ahí cerca,
person that was living
donde hicieron
nearby,
no sé cuántas dijo, casitas
I don't know how
pequeñitas
many
para.
houses, but
homeless.
tiny little houses for homeless.
Entonces él fue a hacer como un estudio
So he went to do some kind of a study
para ver qué necesitaban para ir ahí.
to see what was needed for them to
Y ya
go
les
there.
explicó que era para homeless.
So the explanation was that
Tenían
it
que
was for
llevarlos
homeless,
referidos, no sé si por la policía o qué.
and I don't know if they had to,
Y le dijo, los homeless, es para homeless,
sí, pero dijo, tenía que llevarlos, no sé si para la policía.
Referidos.
referidos.
Oh, they had to be referred. I don't know if it was to the police or to who.
Entonces le preguntó, dice, ¿y cuántas personas hay?
So he asked, how many people are here?
Dice, ninguna.
And they said,
No
no,
quieren venir.
not a one. They don't want to come.
Yeah, I can
No sé
provide
si
some,
están en Chulavista. Y
I don't know
aparte
if they're in
Chulavista.
Chula
I can
Vista or
provide some
Sunset
insight on that
Chula Vista.
only because I feel very comfortable talking about this. I mean, over the last 5 years, I've maybe contacted, oh man, I think it'd be fair to say 500 contacts regarding quality of life issues, which include encampments. And again, I'm genuinely curious in this stuff. I don't just do it just to do it. And so I've arrested a lot of people for encroachment, issued lots of misdemeanor citations. I ask everyone, are you interested in shelter? I can take you right now in my vehicle and we'll go together. Like I said, this isn't like perfect, but I'm telling you just right off the top of my head, 1 in 10 accept. And I always make sure to ask to the people that decline, why not? Why are you not interested? Like, I'm curious. The top like 2-3 answers is there's rules and there's curfew. And so you have to be at the shelter. I think it's 10 o'clock is the cutoff. And that's not because they want to treat them like children, but it's because they want to make sure the bed's being used. And so curfew is one of them. And then the other one is the rules. There's no open alcohol consumption, no drugs, obviously. So those are, people tell me the freedom of being on the street is much better.
Thank you so much, Ms. Espinosa.
Yes.
So I have
Oh,
a
I'm sorry.
question regarding the Get It Done app.
Yes.
Besides Spanish, is there any other languages involved, and how often is the data updated, or how much is responded?
That's a cool question. So I actually did a test with the last group. They submitted one, and then I looked at it on my officer app. It was like a second. So the moment you submit it, it's live. So an officer will see it. And then in terms of how quickly they're responded, I believe right now in encampments, it's a 14-day response. So you submit it, and within 14 days, but sometimes it'll be faster. Within 14 days, it'll be addressed by our neighborhood police and division officers.
Is that policy with you within 14 days?
No, it's just availability and resources. Yeah, like a street light's like, I don't know, a year or something. So I think it's just based on resources.
Actually,
5 years?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Ellington. We're gonna move to item 6A. There's not really any subcommittees reports. We're moving to item 7. There is nothing from the CPC from my end. 7B, Mr. Ripa, is there any update from the OTMS planning group?
The meeting is on the 18th next weekend, so I'll report to how the week, and I think they're going to have elections as well. That's basically.
Thank you. So with that being said, the meeting ends at 6:32. The meeting is adjourned.
Oh, Cristian, I just wanted to say, I know we adjourned it, pero no sé si ustedes tenían algo que decir, como llegaron un poquito tarde. Se me hace gacho, no sé si querían platicar de algo.
Hoy era de lo que veníamos a saber.
Sí,
Lo de las trailers.
no las trae las
calles.
Yo he llamado a un oficial que me contesta, Carlos, y de hecho me...
Oh, soy yo.
De hecho me invitó. Sí, de hecho desde que hubo el primer incidente con unos estudiantes de una traila que quiso meter a 2 niños, porque yo me di cuenta, Entonces,
¿Dónde?
bajan los niños
Ajá.
aquí en las trailas donde se han puesto siempre. Había una traila con cámaras, y con cámaras había, siempre hay más de 3 trailers.
Usted dice en la escuela de adultos, ¿no?
Sí, ahí se parquean en la escuela de adultos. Ahí un hombre quiso agarrar a 2 estudiantes para que, no sé, algo de la televisión, no sé qué. Yo bajé yo soy una mamá de todos los días. Subo y traigo a mi hijo y lo recojo. Todos los días yo me doy cuenta, tengo casi 15 años aquí, 16 años. Desde el más grande al más chiquito de ahorita los traigo a la escuela. Todos los días, así trabajando noche o día. Me doy cuenta de cómo vienen los niños, quién los está cuidando, quién no. No hay papás en la calle, no hay nadie, solamente los que suben en carro, pero los que bajan son los niños que tienen los problemas de que se golpean allá abajo, se van a golpear aquí a la biblioteca nueva, se van a golpear allá en el centro comunitario, en el parque. De hecho, la última vez golpearon a un niño tan feo que si yo bajé con mi niño y si no es porque les grito desde atrás, lo hubieran golpeado más feo todavía al estudiante. Entonces, es una problemática que no haya vigilancia para todos los estudiantes que bajan para abajo, porque casi por lo regular les gusta los viernes irse a golpear allá abajo. So, lo de las trailas, sí, muchas gracias.
Gracias. Oigan, pues también es lo que le iba a decir.
Lo usan pero para ir a hacer nada
Tenemos unos problemas en la escuela. ¿Se acuerda de unos problemas que hay en la Sunset?
Sí.
De que no hay vigilancia.
No tenemos oficiales, pero también empieza con las escuelas. Un tipo de apoyo distrito. Es lo que les voy a decir, les voy a invitar a la cosa de la joven que
Tenemos más que ¿Quiere dar?
La actividad para cualquier pregunta que tú tengas que está relacionada con los inmigración federal, que es contra la ley. Pero eso explica. Si yo paro a alguien, pero